Luciano's voice has long carried across continents like a call to awakening. For more than 3 decades, he has stood as one of the central pillars of the roots reggae revival, a man many revere not just as an artist, but as a spiritual messenger. In an era when dancehall often leaned toward bravado and slackness, Luciano chose a different path. His lyrics spoke of righteousness, social justice, African consciousness, and unwavering faith in Jah. That choice, while earning him global respect, also meant walking a road filled with resistance, controversy, and personal pain. Born Jephthah Washington McClymont on October 20, 1964, in Davyton, Manchester Parish, Jamaica, Luciano's beginnings were far removed from international stages and Grammy nominations. He grew up in a humble household, shaped by discipline, faith, and music. His father, Arthur McClymont, was both a carpenter and a musician, a craftsman who could shape wood by day and shape melodies by night. When Luciano was just 11 years old, his father passed away. The loss left a silence in the home, but also a legacy, a handmade guitar. That instrument became more than wood and strings. It became a bridge between father and son, grief and purpose. His mother, Sophie McClymont, a gifted singer, raised Luciano and his 8 siblings under strict Seventh-day Adventist principles. As the 7th of 9 children, he learned early how to find his voice in a crowded room. The family did not own a television. Evenings were not filled with flickering screens, but with harmony, voices rising together in song during penny concerts and informal performances at home. Music was not entertainment, it was fellowship, worship, and survival. Luciano's schooling began in Davyton and later continued in Mandeville, Manchester Parish. Even as a student, he revealed a streak of quiet rebellion wrapped in creativity. When a teacher forbade him from wearing a coat with epaulets, he responded not with anger, but with art, drawing a Rasta man with a chalice. The image spoke volumes about identity, belief, and the stirrings of the consciousness that would later define his music. Formal education eventually gave way to practical survival. After leaving school, Luciano moved to Kingston and trained as an upholsterer, working with his hands much like his father once had. For a time, he also sold oranges on the streets, navigating the bustle of the city while carrying dreams far bigger than his circumstances. Yet even then, music pulsed beneath the surface. He was largely self-taught, mastering the guitar, flute, and piano through observation, experimentation, and persistence. Watching his father build and tune that handmade guitar had planted a seed. As he matured, Luciano deepened not only his musical knowledge, but also his spiritual studies, exploring historical and mystical texts, including the Kabbalah. These studies enriched the conscious foundation of his songwriting, giving his lyrics a depth that resonated far beyond Jamaica's shores. His stage name, Luciano, was bestowed upon him by mentor Homer Harris, who believed his vocal range echoed that of the legendary tenor Luciano Pavarotti. The name fit. His voice carried both power and tenderness, capable of soaring cries and intimate whispers of prayer. Luciano's breakthrough came in the early 1990s. Recording under Homer Harris's guidance, he soon collaborated with producer Philip Faddis Burrell on the Exterminator label. Songs like Chan Out and Poor and Simple introduced him as a rising force in reggae. But it was during the mid-1990s, following the tragic death of Garnet Silk, that Luciano stepped fully into leadership within the Rasta Renaissance. Signing with Chris Blackwell's Island Jamaica label, he released the landmark albums Where There Is Life, 1995, and Messenger, 1996. The latter solidified his enduring nickname, The Messenger. Tracks such as It's Me Again, Jah, Lord Give Me Strength, Sweep Over My Soul, and Over the Hills became anthems of faith and perseverance. Over a career spanning more than 30 years and 40 albums, Luciano earned 2 Grammy nominations for A New Day, 2002, and Zion Awake, 2016. In 2007, the Jamaican government honored him with the Order of Distinction, recognizing his cultural contributions. In 2023, he was ranked number 143 on Rolling Stone's 200 Greatest Singers of All Time, a testament to the global reach of his once humble beginnings. Financially, Luciano's estimated net worth between $1 million and $5 million as of 2024-2025 reflects steady success rather than flashy crossover wealth. Unlike mainstream reggae pop figures such as Shaggy or Ziggy Marley, Luciano remained committed to roots and conscious music. His income flows from royalties on his expansive discography, international touring at festivals like Reggae Gil and Rototom Sunsplash, and consistent global bookings across Africa, Europe, and the Americas. Yet the life of a messenger has not been without storms. In 2009, Luciano was arrested and charged with harboring a fugitive after a gunman engaged in a shootout with police at his home on Westminster Crescent. 3 officers were injured, and the gunman was killed. Luciano maintained that his home was open to many and that he was unaware of the man's criminal background. The charges were eventually dropped in 2011, but the incident cast a shadow over his peaceful public image. In 2016, his U.S. visa was revoked after a throat spray containing cannabis extracts was discovered during a border crossing from Canada. The cancellation of major U.S. performances dealt a professional blow. He also endured ideological clashes within the reggae community, notably with Sizzla Kalonji, leading to his departure from Exterminator Records. Luciano openly criticized the rise of profanity in reggae, arguing it strayed from Rastafarian values. The tension resurfaced publicly in 2018 at Rebel Salute. In 2023, a contract dispute with VP Records saw Luciano accuse a lawyer of misleading him into signing a 4-album deal. After legal rebuttal, he publicly apologized, acknowledging his own oversight. In 2022, he sparked debate by criticizing Ghanaian artist Stonebwoy's use of patois, though the two later reconciled in 2024. Beyond public controversies, his deepest pain came in February 2016 when his son, Menelik McClymont, was fatally stabbed at age 19 in St. Andrew, Jamaica. The tragedy pierced the heart of a man whose music often preached strength and faith. Yet even in grief, Luciano leaned into his role as father and spiritual guide. He is married to Sonia Sterling, who is also his business partner. Together, they navigate both family and career. His daughter, Nefertiti McClymont, a nursing school graduate, has assisted with his public relations and social media, while other children remain part of his private world. Despite sorrow, Luciano continues to involve his family in tours and business ventures, embodying resilience. His lifestyle reflects his beliefs. He maintains a residence on Westminster Crescent in Kingston and strong ties to his ancestral home in Davyton, Manchester, a hilly region near Mandeville. A devoted Rastafarian, he speaks often of his love for agriculture and natural living. Internationally, he maintains connections to Watamu, Kenya, where his wife has roots, and where hospitality ventures bearing his name operate as collaborative or family-run efforts. Luciano's journey from a television-free household filled with hymnals to global stages echoing with chants of "It's me again, Jah," is a testament to conviction. He chose consciousness over commercialism, faith over fame, message over market trends. Through triumphs and trials, applause and accusation, he remains what his music proclaimed him to be: a messenger.